Okay, it's time for lunch, but wife's hollering at me. But to give you an idea, what I did now is I just built a cheap, generic, cardboard, really flimsy box. All I want, really, is this piece right here. But I went past it, so you have an overflow. This will be, I'll fill this up. This is a box mold for pretty much just this piece. So once I'm done eating, I will go mix some dragon skin up, pour it in here, let it cure, demold it, and that's going to be the box mold for this. Okay, so what we got here is we have the Mastero with the hot glue on it when I had fastened to the cardboard. And to be honest with you, this is the standard box mold, very simple. You set it down, you fill it up till it's flush. There was a little bit of silicone that went underneath, which is fine because it creates a lip right here, which is okay because that shows you how high to actually fill it. You fill it till it just barely touches that lip. What I don't like is there is an air bubble right here and it's right here, so we'll have to do a little bit of sanding. Not a big deal, but we do prefer it where you pull and that's it. But these will require a little bit of cleanup, and it's a shame, but I think it's because I did it outside and it was so hot that this Dragon Skin Quick was curing real fast before the air bubbles had a chance to rise up. See how smooth this is right here? No air bubbles. This is a downside when it's in the box. This is the upside, and here you can see more of the bubbles that had risen up to the top. And that's fine because that's the outside of the mold. That's where the bubbles are supposed to go. But unfortunately, with it really hot, some of those bubbles inside the mold don't get a chance to rise all the way up. Hence, you get one there. But it'd be all right. So now we have these that we can produce, which are the fins for the second part, which that's the mold for. And we also have my son with a marker painting on his body, yellow. My work area here, and this is the second part that I'm working on. I have it propped up, simple box mold. I'll clean it up, but this is the actual whole missile inside the tube, inside here, so it stands flat, and that's a little box that I built around, and this is the Dragon Skin Quick. So hopefully that will cure the next hour. I'll pull this and that missile will be complete. It'll be a 3-part mold, and then I'm on to the flame. Okay, so here's the second or the third mold for this, and that's for this piece right here. And like I said, that's that in there, and then in this ring is a little bit of this for overflow. So I just need to fill up that line right there. But anyway, that's to create this. And now these molds are complete. I'll paint these up. We have this one right here, which is the overall base. Then I have this, which is the tip. And then I have this, which is the wings, fins. So right now I am working on another mold for the flamethrower. It's out there on the chair. I used water bottles. Didn't have any more cardboard tubing, so I used water bottles to create the tube effect. It's gonna be the same method. If you look, I have it on tape so it sits straight, but on the bottom I had to make a little hole for the nub to stick through or to fasten it in this tube. So I will have to make a second mold for this as well for the little tiny tip on the end. But other than that, this will be a larger mold and then a small mold to go with it. But waiting for it to cure about an hour out in the sun here in Texas. It should cure. Okay, nicely. So here's the dart now. Rick is redoing, or as far as I know, I think Jason contacted Rick to let Rick know that there was some small details missing up in here as far as the flamethrower goes. But I like it, and we have 2 versions of it. I know Rick said, hey, if the details needed, don't bother sending it back, I'll just remake them. So I'm going to use this one, Rick. I like it, and it is molded already. Here is the mold. We used this slice that actually goes through, because here's your fill port, which ends up being this portion. So it's like this right now. but there's the fill port, and there's the cut mark right there going across, and it goes down to from here all the way up. And so that's why I still use one of these water bottles as a shell, and then 3 rubber bands to hold it together so it's cinched together nicely and there won't be any crease. So this will go, obviously the crease for the cut line for the plastic is here, and then the cut line for the mold is here. You never want to line these two up. You always want to keep this one and this one separate. You can do like artillery and keep the split rings 180 degrees apart. You put one here and then this line over here, so that way it keeps this sealed off nice and closed. But anyway, it's pretty simple. Fill it up, move it around. I think there's going to be a couple air bubbles in this, and that's the sheer factor of being outside in the heat and it curing a lot faster than I expected it to, and air bubbles not tending to rise because it cured so fast. But it requires some sanding, which is not a big deal. So once you pour in the fill, move it around back and forth like this, get the air bubbles out, and then you can slide your rubber bands off, undo the plastic, spread the mold, and pop it out once it cures. Very simple mold to use, a lot like that one up there. That's a 2-part cardboard versus this one being a 1-part plastic. So I'm about to go paint this up, and I'm going to paint the other pieces to the dart up, and show you all what one can look like roughly. So remember, if we can do it, so can you. Yeah. Okay, just to finish off the video here, I got myself my Gorilla Super Glue, and I have a few things going on here at once. These are some of the finished fins for the rocket. There's the mold for it, for the fins. Here's the rocket itself. I just to get a coat of paint on them, I used a brilliant silver, and then I blackened them to give it more of a metal look. This is the mold. These are 2 of the molds for this one. This is the end piece, like I said before, and this is the one for this whole piece there. And then this is going to go on this gauntlet here. It's just a standard flamethrower. I'm going with a really clean look for this suit, so I didn't weather it or damage it or nothing, but it will get mounted right here. So that's just going to go there for an extra look on that gauntlet. And this is the mold for that one, I explained before. So I'm about to put these fins onto this one, and then we'll have a finished one to show you all what it's going to look like, and then I'll start doing pictures of that. I did basic pictures of the molds and pieces, but alright. And voila, here is the dart. And this is the dart that replaces the rocket on the back of Boba or Jango's backpack, I think is what we're going to use it for. The dart is actually a larger version than the real dart, which is, I guess, used on a gauntlet. But this is the dart. So these are now provided on behalf of Soaring Hammer. Thank you to Rick Herring, who actually made these pieces for Soaring Hammer. Well, that's because he is Soaring Hammer. But anyway, it came out very nice. The molds are made, so let us know what you think and if you might be interested in doing that. And also remember, we do have, I call them version 1 flame thingies. Someone else knows the name better than I do, for gauntlets. And remember, if we can do it, so can you.